I remember a time where I used to have a lot more 11 time synchronization. And nowadays, if I have one, I instantly notice it. And they are not a good sign like the New Age would want us to believe. At least it's my understanding from years of experience of observation with them. It seems they are more about a synchronization with the matrix and the computer systems. And for me, they can also be read as a sign for time handling. Time is a very precious currency, the time we have while we're here. It's often being handled in multiple ways, including by relationships. With relationships, it can often be about dosage, to know where the limits and the boundary is. Time is also being handled by our relationship with money. It can be handled by work situations. Money is a powerful tool used to regulate the way we handle and spend our time or focus in our life. Right? We have a lot of money programming installed by MK Ultra. And we have a lot of operations as well that are targeting our time or energy that are just meant to just drag the frequency down. It's truly about what else could we be doing with that time that we have if we were not busy with all of this, time handling and different operations. It was last fall, I was trying to purchase something important for me from a spiritless handler abroad. And as I was driving to pick it up, I noticed the 1111 sign on my clock, which I know is usually not a good sign, but I pursue. And as soon as I got the first sign that this was an unreliable, spiritless person being accessed to become a handler, I turned back and I just let go of my attachment to that purchase that I was desiring to do and to make. I also got very strong signs when I was dealing with someone who was sent in my reality as a handler, potential handler. I mean, she's been playing the role of a handler, as long as we had a few communications. But first I noticed that there was a 1111 synchronization when I scanned the aura, an aura related to someone in her family. And when I was scanning the aura, it was 1111. But it was not the only sign that happened with her. I had many, many different signs. First, the few times that I met her, it was late morning or mid-morning. And it's not really usually a time where I agree to be spending time with other people. I usually keep my morning free. And if I organize something, I try to have it in the afternoon or in the evening. This being because here we never know with what kind of energy we're going to wake up and how we're going to feel. So I like to have these hours to build my energy up and take it easy if the day has some challenging aspects. And I think the day of our last encounter, I think I commanded the energies to let me know what it was really about. And I saw the infinity symbol twice that morning before meeting her. I think I saw it in the woods, and I never see the infinity symbol. I cannot remember when was the last time that I have seen, but twice. That's a very strong sign, telling me it's about matrix engineering. And she's a real person who is not very awake to many layers of what this reality is really about. And she's also clumsy in her communications. And she knows she is, because she told me the first time I met her. So she knows she's doing something and she's still not correcting it. And this is a handler behavior that she has in the way she take power in the communication and some very toxic aspects that are going on. So this infinity loop symbol that I've seen was really already a telling me, okay, this is someone in charge of keeping me in infinity loops, where my time is slipping away and where I'm not able to move through the fabric of reality. I could already have stopped just by a look at her on the social media page, but I chose to ignore these warning signs. I mean, these were already pretty heavy signs of MK Ultra programming. And that should have been enough to tell me that she was used for distraction and to handle my time. On the last day of our encounter, she overstayed for long hours. It ended up being the whole day, and that was not really what I had in mind. Even if some beings are real here, they're still very much of a trap. A lot of unaware, unawakened original sparks are very unconscious about their own MK Ultra programming and the matrix aspect of this realm. And there is not much you can do together and build together. And they are very frustrating to interact with. You know, you can feel the walls of their programming. So these signs that I had are signs of entanglement with the matrix. And it gave me confirmation that this person I was meeting up with was sent in my reality by the programs as a handler. And it assisted me in retracing aspects as well, like the impression that I had that it was not like a conversation, that it was like two monologues, like she wasn't understanding my level of communication. She was getting something, but it felt like it wasn't even mine what she was getting. It was like something she was interpreting. It was certainly not a dialogue. A few mornings ago, I was scanning some auras on the quantum app I'm working with, and I noticed before it was 11:11 that 11:11 was arriving, maybe when it was 11:08 or something like that. And so I was like, okay, by 11:11, that's what I'm doing, checking this aura related to things I'm checking, but that probably I should be avoiding. And I probably still spend way too much time with them. Another time was when I saw 1111 popping up. It was related to a real person who is not aware of her own MK Ultra programming either, right? There is a growing gap in deprogramming levels and awareness and integration of MK Ultra programming that cannot be denied, right? Another 1111 sync was when I was scanning auras about the books of he's a known handler to me for years, and he's very Draco controlled on the fringe scene. And so when I saw the 1111 synchronization, I knew that I should not consider spending time with these books either, though it's something that I already knew, but you know, getting the confirmation assist me extracting from, you know, the derailment, the slides on the side of the road, right? Here how it's built, it's that we are very encouraged to focus our time in unfruitful places, in loops. There was another thing, chronization, 1111, that had to do with the technological piece of equipment I was thinking I might be needing to buy. And I think I sent a message to the store or called, and it was 1111, something like that. The auras of my experience with this piece of equipment were really good. But when I saw the piece of equipment in person, I knew it wasn't the right fit for me. I still purchased it because I was in cognitive dissonance because of contradictory pieces of information between the auras and my knowing. And it was a challenging period for me where I felt like I was turning in loops, where most of my purchasing decisions were taking much longer than needed, with trials and errors. So it was not a time where I was making the right decisions. And the next day I got this piece of equipment back and did not get a full reimbursement for it, but I was happy with whatever reimbursement I could get out of it. And not going along with that derailment that didn't feel 100% what I had in mind. It wasn't a bad decision, but I could do without this piece of equipment by finding another solution that was way cheaper, right? And I had to overcome my programming. You know, when something is not working correctly, having the patience to find the right solution where you need an adjustment, right? You need to do it in a new manner, so you need time for it to become a new habit. And once it's become a new habit, it's like you don't have that trigger anymore. For example, on my computer, I have lots of little things and repair that I've done along the years. And at first it's an adjustment to have this external piece added and to do it like this. But then I completely forget and it just becomes the new norm for me. I also notice when I receive messages from others, if there is an 11:11 synchronization, time synchronization, the moment they answer to me, it's also going to be a tell. Very rare are the encounters that are not for distraction in our reality. And our closest members in our circle are often used for distraction purpose or to play on existent pre-installed programming, right? And usually most of the real original spark are not conscious, they are unconscious about the way they are being used. About the existence of a handler background programming, or it can be a MyLab handler programming as well, that they are running and they have no idea about it. We are very often fooled to believe that we are focusing our time in a healing way, when often it's about false healing. A sign of time handling is accumulating clutter, whether it's physical, whether it's virtual, whether it's tabs on a computer, unsorted files. It's a sign that something, someone, some things, someone's are vacuuming our time and our energy. When I think about the way I was spending my time 10 years ago, with whom, and sometimes I'm surprised to find mails in my mailbox. Now I have deleted a lot of these messages, but when you see these names, it's very clear for you that there are many beings who I'm not in contact with them anymore, because I noticed the patterns and the reason why they were inserted in my reality. Right? So our own programming is always used. And these programs have their ways that are uniquely adapted to our unconscious psychic patterns. And these operations are there to be distracting us from having the time to think or to break free from our programming, to have the time to feel safe and to relax, not to feel like we have to worry all the time, including about our primary needs sometimes, such as having a roof over our head or having the means to pay the bills that we need to be taken care of. So for me, 11:11 is not a sign that I should be following this thread and where it leads me. And even for most synchronicities, they are arranged by, they are engineered, they are engineered online by the algorithm often, especially the negative one that works with some of the big platforms or social media platforms. And in our daytime reality, I mean, there are so many spiritless beings that it's very easy to time things according to our rhythm. And even with real original sparks, it's very easy to mind control and to put persistent thoughts in their minds or in our minds. I pay attention when I see 11:11 nowadays. It's for me a confirmation that this is a trap, that I should disengage, that I should practice discernment, for my life not to be teleguided by the programs and engineered by the AI systems that are active here. Right? Because these things are not keeping us on our highest timeline. And handlers are around us to handle the way we spend our time. And, you know, it's not a fruitful way to spend my time, to spend it with original sparks who are living in a ton of false realities and a ton of false stories. That's just too much torture for me nowadays. And there was a time where it was more okay than it is now, but somehow now it's different due to my level of awareness, which has changed. So I appreciate commanding the energies to reveal when I get these confirmations. This is great for me. And we notice there is less time handling in our realities when we feel like we have space to make progresses with whatever we want to create. Right? This comes also with disentangling from spending time with handlers or distracting beings. But they are handlers. I mean, there are many different styles in handling, and distraction is one of the handling style. So maybe keep on reclaiming ownership over the way we are choosing to be dedicating our time, our energy, or focus in our everyday life.